What is going on, Crypto Junkies? This is Kevin with another video. Today we are going to do something a little different, and this is also going to be a start of a new series for my channel. This series is going to cover technical analysis and start teaching everyone how I like to place my trades and predict price movement. Now, of course, this is a market and no one can predict it 100%. Now, these indicators are only going to help give you lower risk trades and higher rewards on those trades. Um, Today, we are going to start by talking about the RSI, which you see I have pulled up. My plan for this series is to start with simple indicators and go into more advanced indicators and chart patterns and chart analysis and really help myself learn more about these indicators and help you guys learn on how to use them. So, jumping right on into it, we're going to use our Bitcoin chart because Bitcoin is the king, as we all know, and I'm sure it's what everyone cares about right now. So, right now, I already have the RSI pulled up. For those who don't know, this is the relative strength index. It's going to kind of give us um, a kind of like a gauge on where the price is headed and when it's going to stop going up or stop going down. Now, like I said before, there is no clear indicator that is going to be saying buy 100% you are going to make profit with zero risk. It's just not how markets work. But now the RSI is very powerful and it is also very simple to use. So, looking at Bitcoin chart, and for those who say, wow, how did people know to sell at 19,000 or start selling at 19,000 and know that this was coming? Well, the RSI could have been one of those tools that you could have used to predict that the price was going to stop at 19,000. Um, so first, let's just talk about the basics before we go into why you could have used the RSI to sell at 19,000 or up in that level. The RSI is looks kind of crazy, but we're going to break it down real quick. So we have this shaded region that goes from a level of 30 to 70. This is what I kind of like to call, at least on the daily, with just using the RSI, kind of like a no trade zone where I don't really want to be doing anything with my money. Um, it's kind of, I don't want to say unimportant, but you're going to see a lot of sideways movement or a lot of up and down swings, which, unless you're going to be a more technical and more active trader, you don't really want to be trading in that. You're just kind of setting yourself up in failure, in my opinion, especially if you are only using the RSI. So the RSI is mostly powerful uh, for trading longer periods of time and really being a patient trader. So below this 30 line is considered oversold, and above the 70 line is considered overbought. So what that means is in the overbought region is exactly what it sounds like. There's a lot of people who are overly buying up the market, and eventually those people are going to have to sell. So in this range, risk is very high, reward is very low. It's telling you it is a good time to start selling. Now, inversely, in the oversold area, it is telling you that buy players have been selling, and the selling pressure is now at a low. So this could be a good time to buy, and a lot of people who use the RSI will be buying and selling in the same areas, and that creates our market ups, highs, and lows. So, how would you use that to predict that 19,000 was going to be a top of Bitcoin? Now, before you guys go and say anything, no, not a long term forever all-time high, never going higher than 20,000 in the history of the world, but just a local high. If you come down and look at our RSI, you see that we are very high in this overbought region, almost to the top of our RSI of 100. And if you come up and follow our vertical line from that peak of our RSI, you come to this first top of about 19.8. So if you sold, if you saw this on our RSI and said, oh wow, this is a good time for me to sell, you went ahead and sold maybe 50% of your Bitcoin, 75%, 100%, whatever your trading plan is, you're going to be pretty happy ever since we've been crashing down to 6,000. And you're going to be one of those ones who are not freaking out over this correction. Excuse me. So, now, inversely, how do we know when it's time to buy? So we come down to this oversold region, and simply enough, you see that once we broke through this 30 level, or even in the past right around that 30 level, because the excitement for Bitcoin is still very high, we aren't going to reach too low on the oversold area, but we are going to reach higher on the overbought. Just like I said, excitement for Bitcoin is much higher than um, people saying that Bitcoin is dead and don't trade it and whatever else. So people are greedy. They're going to want to jump back in faster than they jump out. Think about it. Is it easier for you to say, "Oh my God, I just made $3,000. Let me sell," and then, or is it easier for you to say, "Let me buy in at 6,000 because if I don't buy it here, then I'm going to miss out making all that money above there." To me, it makes sense that it's easier to buy than to sell because fear of missing out is one of the strongest emotions in trading, or FOMO, however you want to say it. So, going into the RSI and how you could use this as a trading strategy. Um, Long term, I like to trade, make a entry when the RSI is around 30, and depending on where the price is, I will start stacking trades below that. And so if we came down and looked at it back in July of 2016, the oversold lined up perfectly with this dip that we had down to the 490 level. So this 30, if I bought maybe here and then bought here, I have a nice bag of Bitcoin for this upside potential right here. So this is all about minimizing risk and maximizing profits. So we don't want to really sell, especially in Bitcoin, until it breaks above this overbought region. And if you see here, you could have sold a little bit here and said, okay, I'm going to take some profits. This is a good area to take profits. And then we have this nice big parabolic move up. This would probably be a zone where you would really want to start taking profits. Would you want to say take all of the profits? That is up to you and how you want to trade. Um, that's for another video. We could talk about different trading plans and how to make one that best fits you. So coming back down, you probably wouldn't buy right here. You would probably wait. You might want to buy here depending on what type of trader, if you want to be a little bit more aggressive or not. Either way, me personally, I want to have the lowest risk possible. So I would have waited to now look how long I waited. I would have waited from January to mid-July, which is 7 months I would have waited to make another trade. Now, does it suck that um, our sell point was 1,000 and our buy point was 1,700? Yes, So that's when it comes into mind, do I sell all of my Bitcoin here, or do I sell 50% of it, or do I sell 75% of it, 25%? Personally, I like to sell about 50% when we get to an overbought region on the RSI. That way, if the RSI does something like this and fakes me out where I think it's going to go oversold and I can buy back in and instead gets a nice another, I don't know, 100% move up, then I'm still catching those profits. Uh, so then again, you're buying in here, very low risk, very high potential, sell up here. Pretty much you want to follow the RSI, and you can almost forget about what the price is, in my opinion. Um, and really, the RSI is a great tool that you can use to pick your buy points, pick your sell points, and on top of other indicators that we will begin to talk to over the next following weeks, you can really start being a very profitable trader and maybe potentially quit your day job. Um, I hope this was helpful. If you guys want me to touch base on the RSI even more next week, which I will because I will be talking about the stock RSI, and this is useful for making shorter term trades and kind of catching more swings on the market. So instead of just making a trade, wow, perfect time too because my laptop is about to die. Instead of just buying here and holding until till who knows up here, you can now buy here, maybe sell here, buy back in here, sell a little bit here, buy back in down here, and you can catch all of these swings that the market is providing for you and make instead of $100, maybe make $300. So we'll talk about that next week. Until then, good luck trading. I hope you guys are all out there making money, and let's hope that Bitcoin continues to grow. There's a lot of good news surrounding it. I think 2018 is going to be a great year. See you later, Crypto Junkies.